In a world where dreams are made and fortunes are built. Meet 10 extraordinary entrepreneurs. They are risk takers, innovators, and visionaries. They navigate the ever-changing landscape of business. Witness their triumphs and challenges as they strive to turn their ideas into a reality. Get ready for the thrilling journey into the world of the real entrepreneur. Previously on The Real Entrepreneur, Dr. Sharmanique Manigault has released the second challenge, which is to build a sponsorship package for her business. April hit it out the park and wowed the judges. However, the judges were not satisfied with the way Ms. Julia presented her presentation, along with questioning, did she complete the task? Tune in this week as we still have 4 contestants left to impress Ms. Dr. Sharmanique Manigault. Who will advance and who will be placed yet again in the judgment zone? Get ready for more ambition, surprises, and unforgettable moments as the journey continues on who will be crowned the real entrepreneur.
At Preferred Waste Solution, we're proud to serve our community with reliable residential and backdoor waste services. As a minority, woman, and veteran-owned company, giving back is at the heart of what we do. Because this community supports us, and we proudly support it. What do you do when pain becomes your past, but purpose becomes your future? That's the Pink Sheep.
So I feel kind of discouraged about this challenge, only because I wasn't able to navigate my laptop like I wanted to find all of the materials that I needed to complete the presentation in the amount of information that I would like to put into the a presentation on my laptop. So I'm kind of feeling a little discouraged, but nonetheless, I'm ready to go. How's everybody doing? My name is Lakasha Long, and today I will be presenting to you a sponsorship deck for Sharmanique Manigault. She is a business owner of a holistic healthcare business that specializes in disease prevention, also weight loss. She also is a business coach. She has been in business for over 20 years. She also has a business, software Media Made Easily, that launched in 2020, where the business would create software integrations, but she's paying over $1,000 a month for subscriptions. So the goal for her business would be set for a projected date of March the 1st with a 90 days, and the budget would be at $250,000 at $97 a month. Subscriptions to include chat boxes, integration, platforms, combined with over 500,000 followers. This will be very valuable. It would be a very valuable investment because it's connected to 14 social media platforms. There's no other software that includes 14 platforms. Platforms such as Facebook, TikTok, Blue Sky, Instagram. Combining all the platforms in one place, making it easier and convenient and efficient for customers. Sponsoring this business would be a great opportunity because it would be more exposure, 10% rate of investment with 30 days. You'd have access to software, social media campaigns, email marketing, and analytic upgrades. It also would be, that's it.
Okay, I'll go first. Thank you for your presentation.
Okay.
So there's a couple of things. When it comes to fact checking, and that matters, right?
Okay.
So the name of the company, right? They'll never be able to find it because that's not the name that you gave us, right? So it's Software Made Easy. And then 500 followers I don't have. So if you go to someone that is a very analytic person and you tell them I have 500 followers, they're gonna go looking for these followers, and I don't have them. So my pages do get 500 views monthly on a reoccurring basis, but it's not 500 followers. If that makes sense.
Yes.
And so I really would have wished you would have hit more pain points and solved the problems when explaining what it does, because it sounded like we were just listening to bullet points. And, it didn't make, even if it wasn't my company, I wouldn't invest in that company.
Okay.
I have a question, Lakasha. I'm saying your name correctly.
You are. Yeah.
You said something about $1,000. Where did that come from?
When we were discussing when we were asking questions, that was one of the answers that Ms. Manigault had given for the paying over $1,000 a month for subscriptions.
Okay. So, I think even, because when you are presenting something and when you are throwing out numbers,
Yeah.
especially when we talk about sponsorship, the key thing is to not only know the numbers, but to know exactly how those numbers come into play. Because, even because I felt like at that moment, it would have been a great time to say, even though she is paying over $1,000 monthly in subscriptions, this is why you need to sponsor this company, for $97 a month, or however the case may be. I felt like you could have just dug in a little bit more of it, because I was kind of confused about the $1,000 per se. And then also, I just felt like your delivery. Once again, your delivery, I think that you have to learn how to use more words. It says, you use a lot of and stuff like that. And I know sometimes it's comfortable because I use it too. But just expanding your vocabulary, using more words, I think that could have helped the presentation be better.
Absolutely.
I would have liked to see a little bit more clarity and conciseness. So there were a couple of things that you mentioned within the presentation that I know what you were trying to say, but the words that you were using weren't matching what it was. So I believe one thing that you said was 10% investment or 10% something. It's 10% at ROI. So, and you have to understand what ROI is, be able to, attach those things, and it goes back to the fact checking. To me, you hit a lot of great points, but I would have liked to see a lot more organization from you. And also just a little bit more enthusiasm. You have a very strong, presence, and I would have liked to see that come through in your presentation. And then also, I didn't get the sense that you really, really knew this business inside and out. I would have liked to have more confidence in that.
Absolutely.
So I have a question for you. Did you have a visual presentation and then there was a technical glitch?
Yeah, I was getting ready to start into it and it kind of froze up. It crashed. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't use my keyboard. I couldn't use my mouse. I couldn't even use the screen, the touch screen, and I tried to reboot. So I had to just pivot.
So how much time did you spend on trying to create that before you had the crash?
Literally maybe when the cast came in, they said 27 minutes. 27 minutes.
So you spent about half your time trying to create it, and then you had a technical difficulty.
Yeah.
So you had to pivot and kind of switch, and get away, you're probably very confident in what you were putting, and now you had to pivot and go to paper. Is that fair?
That is fair.
So you had to change your presentation kind of last minute, makes it a little
I did.
difficult.
I kind of just went off of my notes, and with my notes, I was kind of just jotting, so I didn't get to go in and actually, I did go to the linked charming enhancements. I did go there, but navigating through there was pretty much just, it didn't take me to any other websites. It just basically was giving me options to subscribe or like use the service. So I kind of got hung up right up in there. So I tried to navigate to another screen to just, find some other sources for Miss Manigault, and seemed like that's when everything started like crashing.
Yeah. So here's my one recommendation to you. Whenever things go bad or go south, just realize adversity happens for you, not to you.
Yes.
It's meant as a learning opportunity, right?
Absolutely.
We can't panic. We have to pivot. So if we spent half our time trying to do a presentation and we have to do like a presentation like this where you don't have visual aids, I would really work on like the energy and the bullet points. Like how do you get that point across in something you can learn really fast and hit on the highlights?
Absolutely.
And always
Thank you.
come in as your confident self, right? Because we got this thing around the spa, right?
Mhm.
And I tell people all the time, if you're strong and wrong, I can always correct it, right? But you have to be strong, you know what I'm saying? You have to be strong that initial time, because so you want the customer to believe in it as much as you believe in it. So I need you to be strong and wrong, not unconfident and wrong, because
Yeah.
now you're wrong and you don't have confidence. So now I don't even want to pay attention. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So if you don't remember nothing, sometimes you just have to be strong and wrong.
What I would have done is I would have just pivoted back, like when you interviewed her and she told you about her business, what were the things that you saw from her that made her really passionate? Like what excited her? What were the main points she tried to convey? And I would just try to duplicate that.
Yes.
But good job on the fact, because you did have to pivot, your entire presentation crashed.
Yes.
And so what I can tell from that is that you spent 30 minutes preparing for it. You probably wanted to spend the next 30 minutes perfecting it, but you didn't get that opportunity, and you did have to switch and you did have to pivot. So kudos to you for still even showing up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It takes a lot.
I definitely got discouraged and was about ready to just say, oh, yeah, but I
But you
pushed
did.
through.
Yeah,
Good.
I pivoted and pushed through. Maybe not strong and wrong, a little discouraged, but I still pushed through. So,
Don't ever let it show.
yeah,
There you go.
That's all I'm
absolutely.
saying. That's
Yeah.
what I mean about it.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Have a good day.
Okay.
Business always throws you curveballs, and I believe LaKasha experienced that today with her presentation crashing and having to pivot at the last minute. I truly feel like she did the best that she could. I feel like most of her information that was solid would have been in that PowerPoint, and she just didn't absorb enough to be able to spit it out, having to pivot so quickly. But I commend her for showing up. So.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I have to disagree on the part when you said you think she would have done very good. I don't think so, being honest. If we look at the scores from the last challenge and we look at the scores from this challenge, LaKasha has again fallen very, very low. And I think when it comes down to her, it is simple wordplay.
Mm-hmm.
She really needs to expand her vocabulary.
Yes.
All of the and it shows up with just she's not being sure of what it is, and we get it, we understand. I give her credit for persevering.
Mm-hmm.
I do give her credit for that. But as an entrepreneur, you have to know how to think quick.
Yeah.
Because if somebody said, listen, if you were to tell her, I need you to go out and I need you to pitch this sponsorship and I'm going to pay you X amount of dollars or whatever, you're going to figure out a way. You're going to do what you got to do, and it's just not there.
Mm-hmm.
With me for her. She is a very, beautiful lady. I love her presence, but you have to have more than that in this competition.
You're absolutely right. And I don't think that she understood a lot of the material, which is why it did come across as, she wasn't able to, even though she had to pivot and she she would have had all of the information on the slide and been able to read it. I can't necessarily say based on her presentation that she understood what she was presenting.
So, and I have to agree with you on that. I don't feel like she understands the techie part of
Yes.
any of it. And so that's kind of hard to present, but I can take her not understanding the techie part. I can't take her giving up. And at the end, she gave up. And as an entrepreneur and someone that people are going to look up to, if I see you giving up, you know, I'm going to give up, you know. And if I'm sending her out as to, you know, present my sponsorship deck to potential investors and you give up, what does that look like for me as a company, you know? And so I would have rather her said and questioned, hey, I don't really understand tech. Can you explain this to me more? And then she would have been able to build a powerful PowerPoint or a presentation from that.
I think she just got frazzled from, you know, her PowerPoint crashing on her. I think she had adequate time to recover.
Absolutely.
I think instead of trying to list like all the things she had learned, she should have translated it into a story. You know, I would have focused on your success, who you are, your passion for helping other business owners, and then, you know, letting that kind of persuade us into, hey, this is a product that somebody's really passionate about. They believe it. They're coming from a business standpoint. They understand the problems of a business owner. They're solving business owner problems.
Right.
And
then I didn't like the fact that she didn't take accountability. So as far as when she was talking about the links, right? All of the links work. Because I just made sure I remember once I told them what site to go to make sure that they all work. So even if she was having problems, I would have loved for her to take a little bit of initiation and go look on Google. Go chat GPT me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, there's so many resources out here for research that she could have gone to the social media platforms that she mentioned that I mentioned to her. I'm on all of them. So it would have, I just don't feel like, I feel like even if she had her PowerPoint, it still would be the same.
Absolutely, because I definitely agree with you. I do think she had adequate enough time to recover. Because if you literally spent half of the time building a PowerPoint that did not happen, you literally had that same amount of time to recover and to come up with something else. And she
And you
just
still
did
have
not
that
do
same information, right? So if you were
Absolutely.
working on it for 30 minutes, that means you were actually working on the information for 30 minutes. So even if your
Absolutely.
presentation
Yeah.
crashed, you still got the
You didn't lose the
information.
information.
and she even admitted to us like she was ready to give up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like a true entrepreneur, a true business owner, you can't give
No,
up.
you
Never.
can't.
It's like quit is not in your
You can
vocabulary.
rest. You can rest.
And you shed a little
But you can't
tears.
give up. Yeah.
But you get up and
Have
you
that
keep on going.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I did horrible. I'm just gonna be 100% upfront and honest. If I get eliminated and go home, at least at the end of the day, I did learn some valuable information from the judges. Nonetheless, I think going into the challenge, I was already discouraged because of the mishap. I felt like, you know, I wasn't going to be able to provide all of the necessary information about the business that I wanted to because I didn't have access to it. So I was basically just trying to wing it, which I'm sure I did get some of the facts wrong because doing the note jotting, you only get 20 minutes for that and you can't do word for word. So something may have been not added in or left out. So yeah, I just feel like I could have done better had I had the resources that I needed. But going into it, I think I talked myself out of it because I was already discouraged. So I went in there with a discouraged attitude. So it is what it is.
They'll tell you that you're too much, too loud, too ambitious. But we are more than enough. We are a force, building each other up, breaking barriers, and creating our own path. Join us.
Challenge number 2,
how did I feel about this challenge? Well, I'm going to tell you, it wasn't my strongest challenge, but it was definitely my most stretching challenge. I actually learned a little bit while I was doing it. Felt a little apprehensive, but once I actually started listening to what the questions were that were asked to our guests, it then had me to feel a little bit better about putting something together that actually fit that individual and the niche that they spoke about.
Hi, good evening. I'm Renee Ambush, and I'm here today to present to you the sponsorship and visibility packet for Software Made Easy. After listening to the CEO and founder, Dr. Sharmika Manigault, who understands how entrepreneurs spends more time investing and serving others, thus, Software Made Easy is the need to serve and help entrepreneurs run their business effective and efficient. The executive summary would be that Software Made Easy is a niche marketing software system that implements program designs specifically for entrepreneurs who want to streamline their operations, automate systems, and increase profitability without the overwhelming complex of technology. The system offers systematic sponsorship opportunities that provide a high-impact brand visibility across 14 social media platforms, access to a combined audience of 500,000 across the social media views, and direct exposure to entrepreneurs actively building and scaling their business. Sponsorship funding will be used to train and integrate core business systems, ensuring operational excellence and rapid program delivery. The audience? The audience is the entrepreneurs and the small business owners, creatives, coaches, consultants, startup solopreneurs, and again, the niche market for business builders. The audience intent to run their business more effective and efficiently using the right software system and workflows. I do want to emphasize that the visibility brings upon sponsors receiving over the 14 platforms, which includes but not limited to Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, LinkedIn, X, podcast platforms, and email marketing campaigns. A part of the streamline for this program also allows for emails and texting for those entrepreneurs who actually miss telephone calls. That's rough. That's money. Their total reach is their total reach is 500,000, like I said, across the social media. The Signature program sponsor is for $250,000. It's ideal for corporations, private investors, and enterprise software brands. Now, the benefits to that is they feature sponsor placements across the platforms, the revenue participation with projected 10% ROI in 30 days, and the option to extend partnership and convert to long-term revenue shares. The use of funding would be for staff training and onboarding, system integration, and platform optimizing and delivery scaling. This is all a community visible sponsorship for $97. And the sponsors, again, receives the exposure to entrepreneur-focused audience, inclusion and sponsor rollout in digital acknowledgments, visibility across the select media, post campaigns, and marketing. The bonus is that this system would customize business snapshots. Each sponsor would receive a personalized business overview. This is an ideal tool that needs to be had. So why should sponsors use this Software Made Easy? It gives direct access to high-intent entrepreneur niches, the massive visibility without high advertisement costs. It gives you sociable and scalable partnerships and opportunities with a measuring brand of engagement. All sponsorships funding is funded directly, supports integrated systems for smooth program execution. With all of this, it ensures sponsorship alignment with impact, growth, and operational excellence. Thank you for your time.
I think that when it comes down to Renee, as you know, she won the last challenge. She does extremely well in presentation. I felt like she really dropped the ball on creativity. It just was not creative enough for me. I felt like she could have taken a lot, she could have put a lot of more into what she was presenting. As she stated, it got a little bit boring. But yeah, I felt like she just really missed the ball with creativity.
Yeah, I agree with you. She does great from a presentation standpoint. She flows perfectly, was so organized, but I would like to have seen visually, like where was this money going to, charts and numbers and things like that, because she kind of lost me in all of the words, and just bringing it to life visually would have kept me more engaged.
Yeah, and even if she had, you know, added more personality, I felt like it was monotone the whole time. It's like, and XYZ, and C, and it's like, okay, so what sets you apart? Like, is it your big personality? What's going to align with the, you know, our business, like, you know, and all of that. But when it came to presenting, it's like I wouldn't send her out to represent my company for sponsorship dollars.
She was just, you know, reading right off the thing and throwing a lot of stats and figures at us. There was no feeling. It was just numbers, and people buy off of emotion, and then they justify by the numbers afterwards. But I didn't feel anything at all.
Actually, for something that wasn't my strongest suit, I think I did well. I really accepted the judge's feedback, and I think there's a difference between excuses and reasons. So reasons being, the applications that I needed to give them the creativity that they needed was not on my device. However, I do understand and receive the feedback that they gave me, because absolutely, if you're talking money, you're talking pictures, charts, and show me something good if I'm going to invest. So I really felt good about it though.
Entrepreneurship isn't guesswork, it's strategy. Fox Point Academy mentors entrepreneurs to launch strong, scale to 6 figures, and access real capital from business, branding, marketing, credit, to funding. We build you to last. Fox Point Academy, where instinct meets strategy. Register at foxpoint.institute.
I am super excited about this challenge. I feel that it's going to go really well. I felt positive about it whenever I was doing it. So we are here to talk about Software Made Easy, which has been created, now I'm having technical difficulty, there we go, by Dr. Naganat, and she has worked in the healthcare field for many, many years, and she currently has a holistic practice. However, she wanted to transition that holistic practice to more of tech savvy, and her current holistic company was named Best of South Carolina in 2024 and 2025. Now, the problem is the speed of businesses. So what's happening is that we have companies that are coming in, businesses, entrepreneurs, that are not able to handle the amount of things that are coming through. So for example, emails, text messages, the ability to scale their businesses, which is actually becoming an issue because we can't work as fast as what AI can. And what we're finding is that everyone has a software for email. They have a software for their social media calendars. They have a software to change things, to edit tools. The problem with that is the cost. The cost to have all of these softwares is becoming increasingly more. In addition, AI is not going anywhere, and many businesses and entrepreneurs as well have different AI softwares that they currently use. The solution is Software Made Easy, incorporates social media, email and text campaigns or text campaigns because they're separate. You have a personalized phone number, and you also have automation and funnels. So the solution is to provide what Software Made Easy does is provides everything that a business can use in one solid software program. So you're not navigating many different programs. For efficiency, it's the best concept. So what is Software Made Easy? Software Made Easy is an all-in-one seamless software. It currently can integrate with 14 major social media networks. It has emails, texts, personal phone numbers, and it also has the ability for funnels. So that helps you, the business owner or the entrepreneur, not miss anything. In addition to that, you have AI integration and automation, which makes sure that you don't miss your phone calls, you don't miss your follow-ups, which ultimately, what does that mean? You're not missing the revenue that comes or goes by missing that. The total investment needed in order to launch the program is $250,000. Dr. Maganot is wanting to launch the program as early as March of 2026. What does that mean for an investor? So the return on investment is 10%. Now, Dr. Maganot has told us that within 30 days, that return on investment will be, at least 10% will be given back within 30 days. The investor is the exposure. According to Dr. Maganot, there's 500,000 views collectively across TikTok and Facebook at this present time. The efficiency, in addition to the exposure, also the return on investment, then, I can't spell apparently, the efficiency is that the investor will also be able to use the software, which ultimately will be able to increase their revenue and their business. So to sum it up, basically you have a software that encompasses everything that we currently use today with different programs, all in one location for a low price of $97 per month. So number one, that's affordability. Any business that starts today can scale their business within a couple of months because we've already been told that snapshots will be given, so it's already loaded for them so they can start scaling. And it's an affordable cost. So with that, the return on investment increases over time, 30, 60, 90 days, you continue to get greater investment.
Thank you so much, Silvermoon. One of the things that I did love was I felt like you hit every single point as far as the return. You did a really great job detailing the ROI, the return on investment. I really loved it. You talked about the company. You talked about just different things that the software itself provided. But I have to be honest, when I'm looking at something visually, and this is no offense, when I noticed all of your pictures were not diverse. They were literally one set of people. Now, if you're going to do something like that and provide pictures, I would like to see, me personally, a more diversified pictures, because it looks as if, because we have, perception is everything. And I, for one, didn't get offended at all, but when certain people look at certain things, it looks like you're only speaking to one set of people instead of allowing it to be diversified. So if you're going to add pictures, I would have liked to see all type of ethnicity and races and, just different, instead of one set. But other than that, I think you did a really great job.
I really liked your presentation. I feel like it was very clear and it was concise, and visually you literally were putting things in boxes. What I loved most about your presentation, though, is that you kept hitting all of our pain points right up front, or at least my pain points, because everything that you were saying is like box check, box. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Yeah, I do pay for this and I do pay for that. It is getting expensive. So throughout your entire presentation, you kept hitting the pain points, but then throwing out the solution. So it's pain point, solution, pain point, solution, pain point, solution. And, that for me, really hit home. You had very clear numbers. I could see the time frames, the money, the date on the return on investment, as well as, the numbers for the exposure and how many views we were going to get. So I applaud you. I think you did a great job.
I too. I think you did a really great job at explaining. I would have just liked for you to go into detail just a little bit more when it came to, more of what the platform does and how it can help the actual business owner. So you explain like, oh, it does this, and this, and it's like, okay, if I'm thinking of presenting sponsorship, I'm going to say, oh, it produces funnels. That way you don't ever have to worry about setting up a client again. Once you get their email address, it's going to automatically send them, messages to keep you and your company in their face at all times. You know what I'm saying? Just to give them that kind of like background versus just listing out, because when you list it out, it's like, okay, I hear you. But if you actually hit home and hit that heart of an entrepreneur, and just, sometimes you take your own examples, because you've been doing this for a while enough to get on the show, so you know those pain points as well. So like, if I was the blah, 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 this is how I would do it, and explain it, just the benefits more of how it can help them. But everything else was great.
I think the majority of your content was really good. You did hit on like everything. The one thing is when you get very specific on things, sometimes it leads to more questions. So like on the time frame, for example, it says, within 30 days. So my mind automatically goes to, okay, we're going to charge $97 per business owner. It's a $250,000 investment with a 10% return. How many of those $97 deals are you going to have to sell to get me my 10% return? And is that 10% just 10% on my investment, or is it my investment back plus 10%? So I started to get more questions as we got into the details. And this may just be me, it may not be anybody else, but when I start to find mistakes like the spelling, I start to lose confidence, because I'm like, if you make a spelling mistake on this, how are you going to do with my investment? Are you going to make small mistakes, big mistakes? Is it oversight? So it tends to lead to a lack of confidence in delivering. But I think you did great, and like I like the PowerPoint, and I like the details, and I think you understood what you were presenting.
Thank you.
Great job. I feel like it was clean, it was crisp. She did a great job of showing all of the numbers. So, and that's important to me. As I said before, I'm a chemist, I'm very visual. And I like the way mechanically how the presentation went. She explained the company, she explained the value to us. She explained how much they needed from that perspective of raising the funds and the sponsorships. It was visually appealing. It wasn't too busy. So it was for me, it was very clean and crisp and easy to follow. And she, it flowed. Everything that she was saying went with all of the slides, the pictures, and I really enjoyed it.
I think her presentation was good as well. I really did love her presentation. Like I said, the visual, but the thing that got me visually, I have to be honest, and I don't want to sound biased. In the world that we live in, perception is everything. And I just have to lay it out blank. On every slide of people, she had all Caucasian people. And there's nothing wrong with that. But when you're presenting something out to the world, sometimes people just go off of what they see. And it could be perceived in different ways. It could be perceived as, okay, well, I'm an African-American woman. Are you saying that I can't afford this type of, investment, or whatever the case may be? And so I just would have liked to see a little bit more, either diversify it or just put no pictures of people in there at all. But other than that, she really did a good job.
I agree. Diversity she could have used more diversity.
I honestly didn't like the presentation because it didn't represent my brand. So, like, if she had just did a little Google search, she would have been able to find my logos. If you're going to use pictures and have a presentation for us to look at, and you're delivering a sponsorship that's supposed to be for my brand, a Google search to pull a logo would have been, suffice. Or even if she couldn't find my logo, she would be able to find pictures and products and, stuff like that, and snapshots, because we have them already up. So I personally, I like the order of her slides, but I did not care for her presentation at all.
I think the content she had in the presentation was solid.
Yeah.
She hit on all the points. I got the sense that she's very technical in nature. I didn't feel any connection, with what she was saying. I didn't get excited about what she was saying. Yeah. And for me, I'm very detail oriented. And when you start your presentation off and says, we have the best, right? She said, we have the best software. It hasn't been proven yet. And then she didn't elaborate on why it's the best. And then again, it's just a couple of the details that I thought were lacking. And whenever I see a mistake, I gravitate to that mistake and I tune out everything else that's going on. So when you have a word in bold type like that that's misspelled, I'm like, are they going to deliver on the promises, you know, and are they going to pay attention to everything? Like you said, 1 decimal point makes a significant difference.
Yes, it could cost
Right?
thousands, like just that oversight. So it's like, if you're gonna bold the letters, and I'm agreeing with you, if you're gonna bold the letters, you gotta make sure it's spelled correctly.
Yeah, and my only last thing, and this might just be me that noticed it, but when we pointed out a couple of the mistakes, she got a little frustrated and she's like, I'm out of here. You know, so we have to be under control of our emotions, especially in sales. We have to be emotionally stable. As an entrepreneur, we have to be emotionally stable. We have to be mentally tough.
And it goes back to even earlier, a presentation can make you or break you. Because this presentation was specifically about you and your business and your company, and you just did not like it. You did not like it because it did not represent your brand. And honestly, that really could drop the ball.
And it
You
could
know.
because I'm a very diverse person, like, you know, from personal to business, like, so I would love to see, like, and if you're gonna throw in my holistic care, put in something that's gonna make it make sense. So it just was not great for me.
Yeah, it's really going forward, they're really gonna, I'm hoping that the other contestants really step up to tailor it specifically to you, to your company. And I think that that's gonna make all of the difference going forward.
And the last thing I want to say, I'm noticing that with her challenges, this is her weakest point because she does not emotionally connect to what it is that she's doing, what it is that she's presenting, because I saw it in the previous challenge. And for me, that's what dropped her in the bottom 3 because it just was not there.
I think I did a good job. I think there's, I know there's obvious room for improvement, but I think overall I did a good job.
Tired of drama? Choose destiny. Break free from distractions and live in purpose. Be inspired, informed, empowered. Download the free app, live365.com. Search DoD Radio for 24 hours of music and more. There is destiny over drama. It's not just about pointing and shooting. It's about delivering a quality product and giving each client a memorable experience. At SnapX Photography, we enjoy turning moments into memories. For more info, call or text 901-498-0625.
I feel really confident about this challenge. It's something that I've done many times before for businesses, so I think it's going to be really good. So we'll see what happens. Hi, my name is Tony S. Green, aka Tony Supreme, the real Leverage King. And here I'm here to present for Software Made Easy. Software Made Easy, the all-in-one automation platform built for entrepreneurs who do it all. Software Made Easy is the next generation all-in-one automation software designed to help entrepreneurs reclaim their time, protect their health, and scale their businesses efficiently. Founded by Dr. Shamanique Manigault, an award-winning holistic practitioner who has served over 1,500 clients and was named Best of South Carolina for 2024 and 2025. SME was created to solve critical problems. Entrepreneurs are some of the most overworked and undercared for individuals in the economy. SME bridges that gap between business efficiency and personal well-being, operating while staying aligned, empowering entrepreneurs to automate operations while staying aligned with health, prevention, and longevity. So the problem, as we all know, is entrepreneurs are responsible for everything: marketing, operations, clients, and systems. Spending excessive hours on repetitive tasks and experience burnout, which results in slower growth, reduced service quality, poor health outcomes, and business insufficiency. This is why SME exists. The more successful and service-driven the entrepreneur is, the more they neglect their health. SME was created to remove operational overload so entrepreneurs can serve clients at a higher level, maintain their health, prevent disease, and build sustainable, scalable businesses. So Software Made Easy is the solution. Its core capabilities are automated email campaigns, automated text campaigns with personal phone number integration, viral hashtag generation, trending tools, 14 social media platform integrations, business-specific setup snapshots, and fully customizable. One platform, one login, take total efficiency. What makes SME different is that it's built by a holistic doctor, not just by developers. It integrates health-driven efficiency principles, eliminating tool overload, and works with any business or type of industry. This is an automation with intention. It has a proven demand and traction. As working with 300 plus businesses across multiple industries, software developed initiated in 2022, SME is now ready for mass entrepreneur launch. Even though its primary niche is holistic practitioners, we do expect to expand the market because all businesses need systems, all entrepreneurs need time. Our monetization model is a $97 monthly subscription per user, and it has a projected growth and is driven by mass entrepreneurship demand, subscription longevity, which is a low churn due to platinum dependency. We plan to launch on March 1st, a 90-day execution focused on final software development, full platform integrations, staff onboarding, SMEs positioned for rapid adoption and post-launch. So what we're looking for is we're looking for $250,000. This is going to be allocated to software development and integrations, graphic design, staffing and support, marketing and launch campaigns. This funding accelerates SME from beta to dominant marketing entry. This sponsorship opportunity allows you to get brand exposure to 500,000 monthly views, co-branding opportunities, digital marketing exposure, and much more. We have 4 different sponsorship tiers, spanning from 100K, 50K, 25K, and 10K, all including benefits based on the tier that you choose. We expect that for you to have a 10% ROI, targeting within 30 days with long-term visibility and a health-driven tech ecosystem. It's a sponsorship benefit from both financial upside and brand authority. Well, the time is now to act. Timing is the advantage. Entrepreneurship is on the rise and it's becoming more of a demand. When you act now, you get early access before public launch, and you get a purpose-driven technology with real-world impact. This is the ground floor of a category-defining platform. Our vision is a long-term vision. We want to redefine how entrepreneurs operate, reduce burnout-related disease, and healthy entrepreneurs build stronger economies. That was my last page anyway. Thank you for the time.
So, thank you.
You guys care if I go first?
Go ahead.
All right. So I want to say there's something I look for all the time in sales is the 3 C's. Number 1 is confidence, right? Because confidence relates to how much you believe in what you're doing. And you came up there with a ton of confidence. So right away, I was engaged, I was listening, I was prepared to do something, right? And then the clarity of your message. So the second C is clarity. You were very clear in everything you were doing. And the third C is you had alternative choice. Most people are just asking for one decision. You broke it down into 4 options. Okay, so we typically in the sales industry, we do good, better, best, right? And you had 4 great choices in there. So it wasn't like, hey, you're not doing anything. Which one do you want? Right. So I love all that. And then, no, it was solid. I liked it a lot. Thank you.
I'm going to say thank you for including me in your presentation. You are the first person to do it. I probably shouldn't say that, but you're the first person to do it today, to where it actually felt like we were in business together. Mm-hmm. I could take you and just put you in a room with investors, and I don't have to worry about you not representing my brand or even knowing what you're talking about, or, you know, even what the actual product does. You broke down what the product does, and what I love about it is not only did you list out the problems, but you listed out the results from the problems. A lot of people want to always talk about what the good do for their business, but they don't want to put in reality what problems do to slow down your business and making it holistic. And thank you for using my blue. I just love it.
Yeah.
Pop that tea.
Your presentation was very fun. I thoroughly enjoyed your presentation. I, even as David stated, I love the tiers. I love the way you gave them options and you broke it down. I also love the fact that I felt like you knew the company. You knew you did a smooth transition from holistic to what it is that she's trying to offer. It wasn't any type of confusion. You clarified it very well. Like she said, I enjoyed the fact that you put a face to a brand. You know, this is who you're going to be working with. This is what we're doing. I felt like you presented it extremely well. I definitely love the logo on each page. You know, it kind of gave us something to really look at. So I enjoyed the presentation.
I have to agree with everything that they said. Your enthusiasm when you came out here, you're just upbeat. You have a way with words. You have a way with pace, and all those great things. I applaud you because you can tell that you truly took the time to research the company, absorb it, understand it, and then pull out those other options. For me, you had an inside out, backward, forward, east, west, north, south view of this company. And when you're presenting sponsorships, you never know what question is going to come at you. So the fact that you knew all of that, I felt very confident that if you were representing me or my business, you would be able to handle any question that anybody threw at you. Great job.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Tony.
Thank you. Thank you. Guys, he was good.
He was really good.
I really want to hire him and take him with me and be like, come on. Because he made everything about the brand make sense. And I love that. From the presentation to his confidence to delivering the message to the visuals to the stories, it was awesome. I just loved it.
I mean, yeah, he got you engaged as soon as he came in because of the energy, right? And now you're listening to him, and it was great because it's the first person that tied in the presentation with what they were saying.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he had a nice talent for tying everything back together, right? He would lay it out and then close it, lay it out and close it. And again, one of my favorite things was the alternative choice,
Yes.
right? He's not saying, hey, do you want to invest? Is which one of these options work best for you? Because sometimes it's a question of money, right? Some business owners may not have enough money, but he laid it out that, hey, I'm going to get something out of this, you know, and get people an opportunity to scale up or down how much they want to be involved.
Yeah, he's got a gift for storytelling, and that shows through. It's been showing through consistently for him. But I think Tony really realized, hey, I got to separate myself. I have to set myself apart. And he did exactly that by those alternative options. And he really, and his slides matched what he was saying. He really stayed focused on the information that was on the slides. And so I feel like everything that we have been saying, if you just do this, he took all of those things, he put them together, and he just did a kick butt presentation.
He did such a great job. I don't know if you noticed it, but he almost got the timing to a T. He didn't skip anything. He was going through each slide thoroughly. And literally until we got to that last second, he literally almost consolidated all into 5 minutes. He presents very well. He carries himself. He dresses nice. He projects his voice. The things that set him apart from April was because he literally dove, like he dived straight in.
Yeah.
Because April had a really good, she painted a picture that we couldn't see, you know, but the confidence was out there, but he came in and he just really honed in on what it was. And I enjoyed every part of the presentation. I really did.
Yeah, he's really sharpening himself. And it's just a little bit, each more, and just really stepping up to the plate. Really proud of him. He's been very, very good to watch.
Even with that, I like that you said a little bit, just even more, because what I have learned from previous seasons, if you come out the gate so strong, you automatically become a target. And so it's almost like a quiet storm, like you really don't know what I'm going to be good enough to progress to the next round, but I'm still going to be kind of laid back so you won't view me as a threat. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of those guerrilla warfare tactics. It's like, okay, I'm hiding in plain sight.
Yeah.
And that is what our winner from last season did. Absolutely. He did it all the way.
Yeah, he was good. He was awesome.
I love it. It was smooth throughout. He
Yes.
didn't stutter. He didn't stall. There was no fillers, no uhs. He went right through the presentation, and it showed. And that just showed confidence in the whole thing, that he believed in it. He understood it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he understood what people wanted.
Yeah, and he sounded like he's been in the trenches with me since 22 building this. Like he sounded like he was there in the living room with us, you know, with his hot chocolate and everything. And he just delivered like he's been with me forever. And I just appreciate that.
I did amazing. The judges loved my presentation, so I'm very proud and humbled and grateful to be a part of that, this opportunity.
Hello, I'm Lakosha Long, CEO of Lady Moss of the Sea. We offer 100% all-natural, wild-crafted sea moss, packed with 92 nutrients for daily wellness. Our mission? Empower, enlighten, educate on health with a pure, holistic approach. Call or text 678-300-1534.
Entrepreneurs, you have yet again found yourself in the judgment zone. Today, we thought 3 of you did exceptionally well. And the 3 that we felt like did well were
Silver Moon.
Tony.
And April.
Congratulations to the 3 of you entrepreneurs. That guarantees your spot as being safe. Now, unfortunately, for the rest of you, we found 3 of you in the bottom. And the 3 that we found in the bottom for this particular challenge was Julia,
Lakasha.
And Barbara.
All right, you guys. So with everyone except for the bottom 3, you may be excused. Congratulations, entrepreneurs. Thank you. Julia, the reason why you have found yourself yet again in the bottom 3 is because we really feel like you lack confidence, because your nervousness just literally consumes you. It's like once you get nervous, you forget about everything that you're saying, you forget about your delivery, and that's very important when we're talking about entrepreneurship. You have to be confident in what you're saying, what you're selling, what you're presenting, because it's just important. If you don't believe in what you're saying, if you don't believe in what you're selling, there's no way that no one else can believe. And with a particular challenge as far as sponsorship, we wanted to be able to sponsor. If we were sponsors, you completely lost us. You completely lost the opportunity for us to invest in such a great company.
Lakasha, the reason why you're in the bottom 3 this evening is we know that you had a technical problem with your computer. It did crash. Those things happen. In this world, as an entrepreneur, you have to be able to pivot. So you mentioned that you worked on your presentation for about 30 minutes, planned to have, the next 30 minutes to sharpen. However, I really feel like those 30 minutes you could have taken some time to really try to recover, knowing that you were going to have to pivot. Also, during your presentation at the end, I felt it, I watched you, and I just feel like you just gave up at the very end. And given everything that happened, you showed up. And you stood there, but it was just that, and through all of the major things, I would have expected you to give up. But it was really kind of at the end, as you were just, as you were buttoning up, I felt like that's where you gave up.
And Barbara, we have you. I felt as though your presentation would have won the sponsorship. I feel as though your speaking about your presentation would have lost the sponsorship. I remember, when I was a new entrepreneur, nerves was always the thing that got me. Every presentation, I would, and what I started doing is, and I got this from my mentor, I would have a thumbtack in my hand. I still do this to this day. And when I get nervous, I'll not hurting myself or anything, but I'll just kind of touch it
as just something to distract me from losing where I'm at or losing, how I'm talking, because your presentation would have got us 250,000, but when you started to talk, it took us down to 0.
And the entrepreneur that we have decided to save for this particular round is Barbara. Congratulations. You have lived yet another day to present yourself as a possible real entrepreneur.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Now, for the remaining 2 contestants, Dr. Pitts is going to reveal who will be staying and who will be going home. Good luck, entrepreneurs.
Entrepreneurs, we have reached Challenge 2's judgment zone. LaKasha, the judges said that at the very end, you gave up. And one of the things that I can tell you, as the entrepreneur that I know that you are, from having our one-on-one conversation, you know there is no way that we can give up in life, nor when we submit to this entrepreneurship journey. Julia, the judges felt that you just didn't bring the energy that you know that you could, that I know that you could, when it comes to presenting. If you make it past this challenge, I'm gonna really need you to focus on your inner self and unleash that beast that's on the inside of you. The entrepreneur that I drop will go home, and the entrepreneur that remains in my hand will be saved. The entrepreneur that will go home is Julia. Listen, you got another shot. You got another opportunity. It's time for you to level up. This next challenge will not be easy. LaKasha, they don't know your story until they know your story. And one of the things I'm going to give you kudos from is you still showed up despite the challenges that you had to face. And that is a true stamp of a real entrepreneur. Don't let this be your last opportunity in life. And you make sure that when you get back, you persevere and you let people know who Miss LaKasha is.
Absolutely.
Entrepreneurs, it is time to level up.
Yeah. You want the story? Cool, but you do it the right way. Welcome to his recap zone. Recap zone.
Hello there, beautiful people. You already know who it is. It is your host of the Real Entrepreneurial Recap Zone. I am Consuelo Nicole, and I am here with none other than my brother,
Dr. Roy L. Johnson Jr., also known as the Lunchologist.
And of course, we are at the end of the day, and we are now in the recap zone. At this time, we do have one of our wonderful season 4 contestants with us. First of all, can you tell the people who you are?
Yes, I am LaKasha Long, CEO of Lady Moss of the Sea.
Okay, and Miss Long, because you are now here with us in the recap zone, that means you have officially been voted off, eliminated from the show.
That is correct.
How do you feel right now at this point in time?
I feel at ease. I feel like I still won.
Absolutely. So you feel like you've won, and the good thing is you don't feel like it's a loss.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Because we always say that losses is nothing more than an opportunity to learn.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that being said, what do you feel like with this in this competition, this particular competition? What did you feel like you learned about yourself, and what you could have done better?
I would say that in the round 2, the competition itself.
Well, no. What in this competition so far as a whole?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, collectively.
Yeah. So I learned a lot. I mean, it was a very elevating experience just to be here and to be a part of the show was that was a win because I met some new people, some very good people. I learned some more knowledge. I was actually critiqued on some of the things that could better me in the future along with my business. Got to do some networking, you know. It was a gain overall. Just being here lets me know that you know, I am the entrepreneur that I think I am, whether I didn't make it to the final round or not. Just making it on the show tells me a lot. So.
Well, I will say you are a winner because you have made it this far. Because I cannot tell you how many business owners and entrepreneurs actually auditioned for the show, but you made it to the top 10. So definitely kudos to you.
Thank you.
However, I do have to ask you.
Okay.
This was a sponsorship deck round, right?
Yes.
The sponsorship deck that you presented, would you have accepted your own sponsorship package?
I would have.
Question.
You would have not?
I would have not, no, because I felt it. I knew before I came in here that I didn't have enough materials and enough research to accomplish what I would want for myself as a sponsor to invest in that business.
So with that being said, what do you feel like you would have and or could have done differently to elevate where you currently are in this space to one that you would have been eliminated?
If I could have actually built my presentation the way I knew it could have been built, and to actually do the research on the business owner to the extent that would have gave me enough confidence to push that sponsorship deck out.
So what do you feel like were your limiting factors that didn't enable you to do so to the best of your ability?
Having to switch from my laptop to cards.
When you say cards, are you talking like index cards?
Index cards,
Okay.
yes, because I started building the business on my laptop and you know, doing all my research and pulling up the website, finding more information out about the business other than that was given to us initially. Once I got into that, I had a few things that I had gathered, but trying to navigate back and forth, it just crashed on me. And then I just remember one of you coming in saying 27 minutes left, and I think I panicked because I had to start from ground zero.
Oh, okay. Okay, so quick question. Okay, and for real, you ready? Now that you are officially no longer on the show, okay, who would be the one contestant that they would need to look out for?
Don't do that.
Bring it on.
Don't do that.
Who is the one contestant you feel that they need to be on the lookout for? Who would that be?
That's hard.
Okay, then who you think going on next?
Oh, you mean be on the lookout for to make it?
Yeah.
Or, yeah, okay. I would have to say,
give me your top two.
Okay. Renee Ambush and Byron Fitzpatrick.
Okay, we're gonna be on the lookout.
And so we're gonna flip it.
So who's going on next?
Oh man.
Okay, maybe not next, but who will be the next two?
Yeah.
Who may be
The
the
top
next
two,
gonna make it
top
to
two.
Yeah, who not gonna make it to the top?
Yeah, top two, your bottom two.
See.
Come on, keep it real. You've been transparent this whole time. Come on now.
Yeah, in a positive scope. I don't
This
like
is positive,
this is-
but this is business,
This is-
right?
okay.
And in business,
Because
we are
everybody-
not surrounded by yes men and yes women.
Yeah, but
Right.
you know I don't like to. Okay, but so on a business scope, I would have to say
This is the recap zone.
Julia.
Okay.
And I say that because me and her, we communicated a lot, and she get real frustrated. She get real frustrated, and she shuts down when she get frustrated, and she does that a lot, and that can be a roadblock. So you know, if the challenges are getting harder, as they say, and they are, because I only did 2 challenges, and from the first one to the second one, it did get
Elevated. Okay.
Yes.
So last question. I know we ain't gonna go
Oh,
there
you're
with you
right.
today. last question, right?
Yes.
Because I know you want to go celebrate and talk to your newfound, hopefully business partners and
Absolutely.
some collaborations,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
What were you, 2 words? What would be some final words to those that are still in the house? But what would you tell those entrepreneurs that are looking to now audition for the upcoming season?
So which one first?
Either
in the
one,
house?
either.
Okay, so in the house, y'all got this. Everybody is capable for being that one winner. It's a toss up. It really is hard to say who won't make it. So, and then for the entrepreneurs that are coming on to the show, I would say just congratulations if you've made it this far.
Well, no, they're not here yet. The ones that are on the fence about, do I want to audition for the next
Oh,
season?
not even
Or
there.
no?
Okay, just
Yeah.
auditioning.
They're thinking about, do I want to
Oh, yeah.
be that next one? What would you tell them?
You definitely would want to audition because this is actually a great stepping stone and elevation for your business because it's more than just winning a prize. You're actually building your brand. You're actually winning for your business without a monetary factor. You're learning, you're getting exposed, you're meeting different people, you're connecting, you're networking. So outside all of that, this is something that you definitely would want to come and experience.
And last, before we wrap it up, how would you want all of the viewers to remember Miss LaKasha?
The CMOS lady.
There it is. The CMOS lady, y'all. Well, there you have it. We started out with 10, and now there are 8. Make sure you tune in next Friday, the same time, the same station, and find out who may be eliminated or who was going on to the next challenge. Until next time, welcome to The Real Entrepreneur, and this is